What you just mentioned, there was a really good judge in Collin County named Kurt Henderson. He was on the bench for about 26 years. And Kurt did family law cases. And he came up with a school, basically, where parents that are divorcing and have children, I think it's under 15 maybe, they are required to go to a 6-week parenting class before he'll grant the divorce.
They do that in Georgia too. Well, not 6 weeks, but yeah.
You have to sit there for 2 hours a week for 6 weeks. You have to go to this class and watch videos and talk about it. Because if you don't do it, the judge will just keep your case on the docket forever and you'll never get divorced.
Now, do they have to do that together?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
I like that.
And the class, Brad can tell you more about it. The class is really, this is what's going to happen to your kids. This is what statistics say happen to children of divorce. And Kurt started that in Collin County and spread statewide. Now it's spread countrywide now. Kurt was really one of the first instrumental judges to do that. And he said he had about a 50% rate of first-time people coming in for a divorce changing their mind when they went through that school. Now, when that couple comes back again, it's kind of like going to prison, right? Recidivism, right? They have less than 50% chance of reconciling. And by the third or fourth time, there was no reconciliation. You made them go through the class every time, right? Some people just don't need to be married. I mean, that's just. I agree. It's true. I mean, some people just don't.
I'm glad to hear you talking about that, because some judges talk about needless divorces. Not every divorce is a necessary divorce. If there were some type of help, they could save the family, and if a family can be saved, it should be saved. But I could talk with you for about 2 or 3 hours, even like I kind of did last night.
I enjoyed that a lot, by the way.
Yeah, I do too, and we don't always agree 100%, but I always learn from you, and I thank you so much. Thank you for your integrity and everything else. One of the things you mentioned is that judges don't always get it right. Judges know they don't always get it right. Why don't judges ever apologize?
It's an ethics thing in a way, because the thing is, the judicial system is the only thing that keeps us from going back to the jungle. And if people do not have confidence in the judicial system, then we have the law of the jungle. Police call themselves a thin blue line. I think the judiciary is a thin black line for the roads, right? If we don't have confidence in our judges, the judicial system will not work. If the judicial system does not work, society will collapse.
And I agree with you on that. Now, I spoke with somebody from the State Commission of Judicial Conduct 2 days ago, in fact. And I said, I'm one of these people. I've done all the right things. I went to the military, had top secret clearance, went to seminary, ministered, missionary, stuff like that. Been involved in politics, as you know, very conservative and trying to do what's right. And yet, my feeling right now, and I am a person who wants to believe the best, is that what you just described is me. I have no confidence in the judiciary at this point. So the third branch of government, I have no confidence in the integrity of it. I'm not saying that there aren't people that actually try to do right and everything else, but from what I have seen, I've seen many instances where it's been wrong, and the person who goes out being victimized never gets apologized to. And if you're that person, it affects you permanently. So maybe some feedback on that?
An apology is not going to change the ruling. You're not mad because you didn't get an apology. You're mad because the ruling went against you. Gnash their teeth, and they are so sorry they had to make that ruling, but the law imposed upon them the obligation to do that. When they take the robe off, they become people again, right? And when I got my apologies, they didn't have robes on. I wasn't in court with somebody apologizing to me. We were at a bench bar conference and they apologized, okay? Right. They were back to being people again, okay? But the apology is not going to bring that little boy back. The apology is not going to change the decision. And all the apology is going to do is make everybody out there go, man, this judge even admits he's an idiot because he apologized for making a mistake. How's that going to engender confidence in the judiciary?
How is his decision going to engender confidence in the state that he represents? That's the issue. Because as an activist, you don't always agree with our government. You don't always agree with the laws that are there. But somehow when it comes down to a judge, we have gag orders imposed upon us. If you dare speak against this judge, you could be thrown into jail for contempt of court. What happened to my freedom of speech? Sorry, in this third branch of government, where you are saying the reason we have freedom of speech is to protest injustice as well as to obstruct. You're not allowed to do that anymore. And that's where I think that even though the judge represents the state, as you say, He's representing a tyrannical state. We want a just state. We're okay with a just state. That's my thoughts, my opinion. Can I just say that because yeah, and once again, even though, I mean, we ask these questions and everything, it is to have a discussion about these things, but I also respect you, and I respected the fact that you've been honest with me. I respected the fact that even one time you threatened to hang up on me, but I don't know if you remember that. But anyway, so I am glad to have a conversation with somebody who's willing to say, okay, you know what, bring it on. And I also know too that there are areas you agree with me. So I have that respect for you, which is why I can ask you the questions that I did. So thank you so much for being here.
Yeah, passion is the gasoline in this engine, okay? We need people with passion. We do, absolutely. And so even though we disagree on certain issues of law and certain issues of procedure, I have so much respect for your passion because you are one of those warriors that doesn't quit. And it's so easy to quit. It really is. So I appreciate it.